And Sherman Lee, Hanford. I think we met in Pasadena.
Yes, we did. Good to see you. Think tank. Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks again for having me. I guess I should tell you just a little bit about myself. It's a little fuzzy. So I've been the state librarian for a year now. It's just been a year. Officially, actually, since like April or May, I had to be confirmed by the Senate. I came from Omaha, Nebraska. As Natalie said, I was the assistant director there for about a year and a half, and I was listening to all the things you were talking about. Oh, I still remember all of them. We had the homeless people peeing on chairs, people getting upset because they couldn't get on the internet. I completely identify with all of that. So I was there, and before that, I was at the State Library in Maryland. And when I was there, I did statewide staff development, but then I also became what is kind of equivalent to the deputy state librarian in Maryland. And we did a lot of statewide initiatives. We had a statewide library card, and we did a bunch of things. So I've been at state libraries, I've been in public libraries, and when I was a baby librarian, I was an academic librarian. But I love public. I don't know. That feels like home to me. So, anyway, so I thought I would love this to be a conversation. So if you have any questions, just blurt them out. Yes.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if I go ahead and turn the light off and make it a little easier to see that?
Yeah, sure.
Is that okay with everybody?
You can power nap for this.
Okay.
We'll do story time. California State Library 101. So I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about the State Library, some things you probably already know, some things you might be surprised about, and then tell you a little bit about the programs and how everything kind of works, and then any questions you have, just, you know. So my first question, does anybody know how old the State Library is? What year we were founded? You want to take a guess? 100 something, that's close.
150 years ago, 100 years ago.
Very close, very close. We were actually founded. We were actually founded in 1850.
Oh, 1850.
So we're 160. We're 160 years old. We were established in the very beginnings of California state government as a single entity to house government publications and to capture the memories of the state. And as time has gone on, we have sort of expanded in our role for what we do in the state. We're beyond just government documents and history. We now have a whole bunch of services to tell you about. So we just recently did a new strategic plan, and we have a new vision and a mission, and we need your help with our vision. One thing we know is nobody knows who we are. Nobody knows what a state library is. They don't know that the state library that they have is pretty much like a Library of Congress for the state of California with all the services that we have. So our vision is that we have at least 38 million plus and growing who value us if we even know who we are. And I'm sure some of you have used the state library before. Have any of you used the state library through ILL, or has anybody visited the state library? I heard there's a train line. It goes, you should come, we'll give you a vault tour. It's very cool. Our mission statement previously was that we were the premier research library in the state of California, but we're not really just research, we do so much more. And so our mission really is to be a hub to provide access for government, for libraries, for the people of California to have the tools and resources they need to make really good decisions. And how we do that is through three basic things. We collect, we preserve, and we connect people. And we do that through a variety of different services. So we have our state library services. So we have the Braille and Talking Book program. Has anybody heard of that? So that provides services to people who have visual disabilities or physical handicaps that limit their ability to actually read standard print. And so it's sort of like a tape-based system. It's pretty cool. Now it's moved from analog to digital. Has anybody ever seen the cassette players? They're pretty amazing. Well, now they're smaller and they're digital. They come in, they have little tiny cassettes. So we're trying to actually migrate 12,000 people to digital, to a new machine. And the average age of the people that we serve right now is 71. So you can imagine that, you can imagine it's a little bit of a challenge. but we're excited. Unfortunately, our staff, like everywhere, we're getting sort of smaller and smaller, and it really is a program that is a one-on-one kind of client-based service. So oftentimes we're a little behind. So if you hear anybody who has concerns, let us know. We're really trying to work through the fact that we don't have as many people as we need to really serve them well right now. We also have California history. Has anybody heard Gary Kurtz speak before? He's an amazing historian, but also a special collections librarian. We have the coolest things in the California history collection. We have the original map that James Wilson Marshall drew of where he found gold in Sacramento. And it's amazing. It's like on a lined piece of paper with like colored pencil. And it looks like a third grader drew it. And he actually drew a cartoon to represent the time and date when they actually found the gold. So you see all these little people with little pop-out boxes, like, I found it, found what? It's shiny. It's really cool. And it's amazing because what I love so much about the things that we have around California history is it kind of brings us back to our humanity, that no matter what changes happened over time, there is this bit of humanity of where people were when they were finding gold. Or we also have a first edition of the Federalist Papers, which was owned by Alexander